friends, this is Nicole from the Loved and Listened To channel, and I'm back here today with a Mental Health Monday video that is going to be kind of like a casual chat. And today we're going to chat about change in the workplace and how it can positively or negatively affect your mental health. So if you are interested in it, make sure to stick around, and if you would do me a really big old favor and subscribe and hit the like button. Doing both of those things tells YouTube's mighty algorithm that I am on here talking about good stuff. So if you hear any crazy thundering in the background, just know that the day that I am filming this video, Houston is actually getting some rain. We are actually in a drought and the rain is very welcome. But let's just jump right into this video. So if you've been following along over the last couple of videos or so that I've made, the Mental Health Monday videos, I've talked about things that are happening at my current workplace and how one person got sick and then that person unfortunately passed away. And so I didn't know when I first started making like the last 3 or 4 Mental Health Monday videos that this would actually end up that man's illness and his unfortunate passing away would actually end up those details would find themselves their way into like 3 or 4 of my videos. Sometimes things that happen to other people affect us. And in my case, that could not be more true. So just to recap, a coworker of a coworker became ill, thought that he would get better, had surgery, passed away, and my manager who worked directly with him, so I'm thinking like I was 2 people removed from working directly with him, but my manager who worked directly with him, because of his untimely passing away and her own experience at the company, she decided to leave the company. So we all know that death or some really big change can definitely shake us up, make us realize what's important, make us do like life evaluations and stuff. And in my manager's case, and also in my case in the past, but in my manager's case, losing her friend and coworker really made her reevaluate her time at at the company and decide to move on in search of another position that would give her more time to hang out with her kids, that would give her more time for herself, and honestly to search for a place that would be less of a toxic work environment. And when I say toxic, I don't mean that in like the cool way, I mean that in the 100% this place is toxic kind of way. So I just want to talk to you today about how my manager's decision to quit has affected me and how I am dealing with it from my mental health perspective. So when I first found out that my manager was leaving, I was very anxious. And when I say very anxious, I mean I immediately felt like, oh no, this is very bad, because my manager did a really good job of like protecting me from a lot of the toxic stuff that goes on at the company. And now that she's gone, I'm already seeing instances where the toxicity and the unreasonable expectations are starting to creep in. But I am going to practice all of the things that I have talked to you about over the course of this channel in the form of setting and maintaining very good boundaries. So I am prepared for that. But having to kind of pivot from being able to at least mostly just do my job and communicate with 1 or 2 people, now into this new position of having to communicate directly with executives and just having more meetings and more talking and stuff, that kind of situation is not a good fit for me, even though I'm handling it. But I knew that when she told me she was going to leave, that this was going to happen. And so I have honestly been quite anxious. But even though I have been very anxious, I have to share 3 reasons why I'm glad that she quit. So aside from, me missing her support and having to do some of the work that she was doing because the company has decided to not fill her role, which is insanity, but don't get me started. Even though all of those things are happening to me personally, I am very happy that she left, and here's why. The first reason why, and something that I alluded to a little bit earlier, is that I'm happy that she cares about herself. Leaving this toxic environment and deciding to take another position after being with the company for a while shows leadership, shows her family that she cares about herself. And I am so proud of her and so happy for her, because I know that there were many instances where she neglected her own needs, her family's needs. Stop me or hit the like button if this sounds familiar, because so many of us do this. But she neglected a lot of her own needs in order to do a good job. So to me, I'm very happy that she's leaving, because according to her, she has found another position that will be a better fit. And it just shows that she cares about herself. And we can never ever rely on any organization, any person, any institution, anything to care about ourselves more than we care about ourselves, because it's not going to happen. It's just not. So I am very happy that she's leaving for that reason. The second reason I'm really glad that she decided to leave is related to the first one, and it's just that she is now prioritizing her family and what she wants out of work. So basically her whole experience of work. I talk a lot about working and its effects on mental health on this channel for a couple of reasons. One, my work life has always been the top source of frustration and just like confusion and stress. My work life has always been the top source of those kind of feelings for me. And so from my perspective, I know that we spend a lot of time at work, a lot of times 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. You spend a lot of time at work. Your work life takes up so much of how you experience life, and that's why I talk about it so much, because as I have learned how to set boundaries and how to advocate for myself, I see how much better life is, and it's only because I've kind of focused on addressing what I needed in just this one part of my life. But your work life really colors a lot of how you feel after work, before work, your anxiety, your stress when you're not at work and stuff. So all that to say, I'm very glad that she has decided to prioritize her own needs, whether those are, with her family, or those financial needs, stress, health, whatever. And I just could not be happier for her, to be honest. The third reason why I am so happy that my manager left is it shows her family, her kids, her husband, herself, most importantly, that it is okay to be open to new possibilities, new experiences. I know that a lot of people that I personally know, or friends, just kind of in general, a lot of people stay at jobs for a long time. And I cannot say that about myself. I've had, lots of like non-work related situations, life situations that made it to where I needed to move to another job, or I was moved, it wasn't my decision to move, but I personally, the longest I've ever stayed at one job was 4 years. And even to me, that's a long time. A lot of people that I know have stayed at jobs for 10 years, 20 years, 15 years, longer than that. And I'm always like, whoa, your life allowed you to stay at one job for that long? But the problem with staying at one job for that long, there's a couple of issues. First, you can get so comfortable that even the thought of like a new opportunity, even if it would include more money or something exciting or something you like to do or whatever, the longer you stay at a job, you kind of, you put your roots down. It's kind of like a tree. You think about if you've been at a job, for example, like 10 years, and compare that to the visual of a 10-year-old tree. A 10-year-old tree has pretty good roots, right? Maybe not like really deep roots like a redwood or something, but I bet a 10-year-old redwood has some pretty significant roots. You become attached to people, you become comfortable with whatever the circumstances are, even if those circumstances are super bad for you. Have you ever heard of this saying? It says something like, it's the devil that you know. Have you ever heard that phrase? It's the devil that you know. And when I coach people, because on the side I coach people, like do career coaching, comment below if you want to be one of my clients. But when I coach people on changing industries or changing jobs or changing their work positions or whatever, people are so afraid, and I understand because I have also been afraid. I don't love to go on interviews and you start a new job and it's kind of stressful, to be honest. But if you open yourself to new experiences and new possibilities, you never know what better situation you could find yourself in, and it could be worse. You could long for the devil that you used to know, but you could also find something that is better for you. But either way, you'll never know if you don't open yourself to new experiences and new possibilities. So I am so happy that my manager decided to take a look at her life and what was going on with her, what was going on at work, and decide to open herself up to new possibilities. And I think she's going to be very happy at her new position. I certainly hope so. So yeah, so that is what's going on in my life right now. I guess this is also like a little bit of a life update. But I also wanted to just make this video and talk about how other people's lives and decisions can affect ours, and then what we do from there. So stay tuned as we find out what happens to me in this situation, and if anything else happens with my manager that makes me think of like talking about it from a mental health perspective, I'll be sure to make another video and give you guys an update. So with that being said, I hope that you enjoyed this little casual chat of a video. Make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Namaste.